Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you back to Moundridge Sports Network as we got a good game tonight. Day 2 of the preseason tournament. We have the Lions taking on the Moundridge Wildcats. Lady Lions are 0-2, looking to get their first win of the new season, and the Cats look to extend their streak to 3 straight. Overall, I think what the Wildcats need to do is they need to move the ball fast, and they can't turn the ball over, and getting offensive rebounds inside are going to be one of the best things to get the ball to Kamiko and let Unruh space the floor, and they should have a pretty productive night. And if you're Lions, you need to slow the Cats down, do what the opposite of what they want to do, pressure the ball and force turnovers, and also you have to make shots, capitalize on the open opportunities they're going to get, as we're about to kick off in 55 seconds.
Walmart Plus membership can transform your movie night because Transformers 1 is streaming on Paramount Plus.
Fantastic!
A Paramount Plus subscription is included with the Walmart Plus membership.
Here to tip off, Lyons is in the blue, and Moundridge, of course, is in the white, as they will be for the rest of this preseason tournament, taking on Hillsborough tomorrow. The guys just won their second straight, so if the guys can take care of business, it'll be a championship. As Patrick's going to open up with a cornering three, and that one is through the ropes. Addie Patrick gets on the board early again. Pressing the ball down here to Cruz, and Cruz's three is blocked by Unruh, and he corkscrews her way out of that. Patrick again, that's her second time in 3 games, the first points of the game based off of a three, and she's going to travel around.
This holiday season,
Let's go!
dress up.
Ooh, I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
Chow down.
Ooh, pardon me, kombucha.
Addie Patrick's like a dominant shooter.
And hang out
Exciting
with
to see her
family.
getting
Best
the ball
night
rolling
ever.
so early
Your
in the game.
Santa.
Absolutely, she can.
Max Prep's national basketball editor, Jordan Divins here, to walk you through our updated Max Prep's Top 25 high school basketball rankings. For the second consecutive week, the national rankings saw major shakeups that resulted in a new number 1 team, as Columbus reclaims the top spot following a thrilling triple overtime victory over number 2 Gonzaga over the weekend. 5-star Duke signing Cameron Boozer played the role of hero for the Explorers, scoring 20 of his game-high 31 points in the fourth quarter and overtimes, and knocking down a pair of 3-point jump shots in the closing seconds of regulation and the second overtime. Boozer also chipped in 13 rebounds and 5 assists, while his brother Caden Boozer played a critical role in the win with 22 points and 8 dimes in the marathon victory. Previous number 1, Brennan, tumbled all the way outside the top 20 in the updated rankings as the Bears suffered a pair of losses at the hands of powerhouse DMV programs. Brennan fell to St. John's 85-66 before losing to DeMatha 77-61 on consecutive nights. Big wins over top 25 programs, Roosevelt and Allen, keep the Lone Star State program in the rankings.
They really like to pressure the ball up by as soon as they cross that midcourt line.
This is your home now.
Get the Paramount Plus with Showtime
They really have to limit that too if they want to.
We got some more sauce cooking this week, led by 2 huge 6A Division I semifinal matchups in Texas. Number 3 Duncanville faces number 9 North Crowley on Saturday at Allen's Eagle Stadium, and number 6 North Shore locks horns with Austin Westlake at Legacy Stadium. Mater Dei looks to solidify its spot at number 1 on Saturday against number 21 De La Salle in the CIF Open Division State Championship. The Monarchs are 1 win away from going wire to wire as the top-ranked team in the country for the 3rd time since 2017. Number 11 Chaminade Madonna, number 13 Lakeland, number 19 Venice, and number 23 American Heritage are all going for state titles this week. Weddington and Grayson check in at 24 and 25 respectively. The Warriors have won 19 games in a row and have a huge 4A semifinal matchup with Grimsley on Friday. Grayson punched its ticket to the 6A state championship game with a 35-28 win over a very talented Douglas County squad. They will face Julian Lewis at number 4 Carrollton on December 18th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
And timeout Lions. So overall, I mean, the Wildcats have done a pretty good job at isolating the ball too. They've created a lot of mishaps for the Lions on offense so far. So what does Lions have to do to stop the Cats from scoring? I mean, they've had their way with a lot of kick-out opportunities.
Yeah, I would say the Lions are looking to lower the number of turnovers they have so the Cats can't keep getting the ball and making those threes.
Yeah, and I think also one of the biggest things is they gotta keep bodies in the lane. The Cats really like to throw through the lane, that is skip passes or jump passes or whatever. So anything they draw that double with Kamiko, it'll be pretty good for them offensively. And there's a turnover of their own, so kind of a little turnover battle to start the game. And Under tries a triple, and she's going to crack the rim and just off. The Cats only shot triples this game. They are 2 for 4 from the arc. Cruz has this now, tipped away by Kamiko, and she's going to wrestle the ball out. Here's a live ball on the ground, and diving for it now is Elliott, and it is going to remain Moundridge ball. And Unruh has this one, mainly the team's ball handler up top. They're kind of an interesting defense as they like to draw him out. Hecox tries her second triple of the game. The Cats cannot break the lid off the rim. Kamiko gets an offensive rebound. Second half points were huge for the Wildcats against Edmond as well. 17 offensive rebounds on Tuesday. Dominated the boards and got a nice 15-point victory over their rival. And that one is just off the lip, as that is 6 missed shots in a row for the Cats as she tries her triple. Here's Patrick, and that one's off the rim. Vargas brings us up. On-ball defense for the Wildcats. They really don't ever go in zone. That speaks volumes for both teams as well. As throwing this one out is going to be number 35, Sarah Belit. As Conkling checks in the game as well as Stoss does, so Hecox and Kamiko come out. And there's another turnover for the Cats, and Lyons could be in this game if they capitalize on those turnovers. As you see, they've really done a bad job at creating mistakes for the Cats too, and they get a lucky turnover there, and they're gonna fire this one out of bounds. And interesting enough, Maya Fierro had that ball. She was open. She could have shot that ball. She passed up on it, trying to find her teammate down low for a better chance at a bucket in there. And they need to get some kind of points on the board early before they get out of this game. A 7-point lead this early is easily comebackable. Driving through the lane here is Unruh, and she fires back down. Short corner reverse layup for Unruh on a left-handed finish, and that's no good. So another dry spell continues. That's 9 straight missed shots for the Cats. Mackie Conklin drives up and through, and she will lay that one in. 9-0, 3:57 left to go in the first. Another loose ball and tipped out by Conklin.
You know, Conkling as a freshman, it's exciting to see how confident she's going to grow through her 4 years, and by her senior year, see what all she can get done for the Wildcats.
Yeah, absolutely. She's pretty athletic. Her and Ryerson, too. And
yes.
Patrick, even. They got a good freshman core. And this team's got no seniors on the team, so they're going to look to have a great, successful year next year and the years following. Driving through as Elliott puts up a 3 of her own and whiffs on that, and throwing it out of bounds again is the Wildcats. as Hecox is the only starter in right now. Huxman does a wonderful job at rotating her players out. She doesn't throw freshmen in there by themselves. She always has a starter in with them until they get comfortable. She does a wonderful job rotating her girls.
And that's really going to help them throughout the year as they grow their confidence as a team with so many young people on the team.
9:03:15 left to go.
Cruz comes back in the game with Davis leaving.
Conkling tries a three of her own, and that one is just going to rattle the rim. Great rebound there by Beloit, and she spins around, corkscrews her way out of that. Maya Fierro brings the ball up now, and it's tipped out by Ryerson. Great hustle by the freshman. Up top here is Beloit, and she plays a post position, but she comes up and she flies up with Cruz too as well. They run a two-man offense up top and down low too, as Fierro has this one. Delivers one through. Finds Cruz, and she's gonna fire a triple, and that one is just through the uprights. Lyons gets their first points of the game coming from a three-pointer. And another turnover for the Cats here. Fierro drives through on a one-on-one opportunity.
This game is really just going to come down to who works those mistakes and takes them to the rim each time. You know, we see both teams struggling with turnovers, so it's a relatively close game. It is just going to come down to who works those mistakes.
And 9-3, and it's also making shots too. The Wildcats have not made open opportunities, and even as well as Lyons. The first time they really shot that ball and went through was up there. Hecox pressures the ball, full court press for Lyons as Hecox again throws the layup off of the glass, and she'll go to the line for two.
Vargas re-enters the game. Conkling throws it to Patrick.
As Kamiko has this one down, she corkscrews her way out of that. Wide open stop and pop three-pointer for Patrick is just too long. As Conkling flies over, finds a cutting Hecox. She throws one up and she will foul and go to the line this time.
With a game like this, it's going to be important for both teams to take these fouls as opportunities to up their score and really make it work for them.
As Hecox's first is off the front of the rim and out. 9:03 left, 2:03 left to go, 9-3, the first period of play. Wildcats have their main scorers out. And that one is going to try and get fresh legs is Huxman. Driving through this layup now as Elliott has this one down, and Conkling gets a steal up top, and she's going to drive through. Flows one all the way up on a home run ball to Kamiko. And off the hands of Lyons, but still Lyons ball. Trying to figure out whose ball it is, and it'll be Moundridge's ball.
Patrick's going to throw in the ball to Hecox.
And she'll go back to the line. As Hecox not ready to go, so all her points are off of free throws as she's 1 for 3 on the night. And this one is good as well. Vargas now gives this one to Patrick. She gives this to Ryerson, and her right-handed finish is good. Flushes the iron, 15-3, 129. Moundridge is gaining the momentum without their main scorers.
Cruz looks to throw it in again.
And a timeout, full timeout for the Lions. And we'll be back in 1 minute. We welcome you back as 1:23 left to go, 15-3 in the first period. Moundridge in double bonus as Lions full court press has not matched very well. As Moundridge is going to come out in a full court press of their own here. Davis fires one right back down to Miranda. Turns it over, but rebounded back by Lyons, and another missed opportunity for Lyons. Peacocks takes this herself on a right-handed flush. Gets one down to go. She has 5 now. 17-3, 104 left to go in the first. Cruz, who opened up with a three-pointer of her own, got Lyons on the board. Ever since then, has been silent. And another turnover as Patrick flies down and is going to draw a foul. With 48 seconds left in the first.
You know, Patrick's really going to look to use this to her advantage as they hope to get the Moundridge scoring higher and, you know, keep using these mistakes to build off of.
Yeah. And you got to capitalize on mistakes. We said that pregame, and they do a really good job with that. Versus last year, where it would just be all the momentum would be on their side. They'd lose it all, and they would not know how to get back until later parts of the game. So I think Coach Huxman has really improved that over the summer, and they've built a pretty strong winning culture as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think with all these new girls coming in, they're working really hard to work together as a team so they can dominate the court this year.
Yeah, and they're young. They have 7 returning players, and they just got 2 big offensive rebounds as Patrick flushes one through. And there's another freshman making a direct impact. Cruz dribbles this one off of her own foot, and Kamiko's going to come away with the steal. Picks one up in short corner, stop and pop of her own, and that was just off the lip of the rim, but rebounded by Conkling. And another offensive rebound for the Cats, as she floats one up for Patrick.
Kamiko's definitely a very defensive player, so it's good to see her getting up there and stopping the Lions.
This Conkling's three is just off the top, 20-3. Lions is just getting outworked by Moundridge. They're just more hungry for the ball. They're really closing out a lot better than Lions is, and rebounding is huge. They're not boxing out. Conkling now at the corner with 7 seconds left to go in the first. Passes up, finds Ryerson. She thinks about it. She's going to put one up at the buzzer, and that one's just off. 20-3 is her first quarter score. Great defensive showing from the Cats. And the Lions has no momentum offensively or defensively. Moundridge is in full control of the game, and they went on that run, about a 10-0 run, with their bench in. They did not have their main scorers in. Cammie and Addie both set for a majority of that first quarter. And overall, they played a really, really good job isolating that. And we'll look to continue that success for sure. We'll be back for second quarter. As welcome back for second quarter. Moundridge up 20-3 with 8 minutes left as Lyons looks to get some kind of momentum and move the ball more fluently. As firing through here, Cruz looking up for her second three-pointer of the game, and that one rattles the rim and out. Great offensive rebound there. No-look pass for Cruz as her third three-pointer of the game is off, and throwing this one up and rattling through there is number 5, Jocelyn Vargas. Interesting pass there, kind of no looking as Unruh fires through the lane for Patrick, and her three-pointer is nothing but net. 6 points for Patrick, ball coming off threes.
Oh, so yeah, it's always nice for a team to have a shooter like Patrick who you can count on the line to make those points.
And any kick-out opportunity, too, is huge when they draw that defender down. Unruh did a great job at selling her Euro step through, and great defense by Stoss, and she will draw the foul. And Sierra Beloit, who, interesting, she doesn't stand in the middle. She shoots her free throws a little bit to the right.
Hey, it seems to work for her. Hopefully the Lions can use that momentum to really get them going now.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. And she goes 2 for 2. Stoss a catch and shoot on the elbow, and all chords. 25-5 now. Stoss gets her first points of the game. Poking this one out now is Beloit. As Cruz, who's not afraid to shoot it, and she will shoot it again, and that one's just too long, is rebounded by Hecox.
You know, and that's a nice thing about the Lady Cats is they're willing to get up there and really get the ball back.
Checking in for the Cats is going to be Hecox, maybe. As now they will check in. Coming in for Kamiko is Hecox, and coming out is going to be number 3, Maya Fierro, for number 14, Kiara Davis. Unruh finds Hecox in a bad pass inside again, as Cruz will get the ball now. Not afraid to shoot it. She's gone 1 for 4 from 3.
I say both these teams this quarter are definitely going to look to turn the ball over less. You know, both teams struggled with that last quarter, so hopefully they can bring an end to that for both sides.
Yeah. As Cruz finds herself a wide open, and back around here is Elliott. Pump fakes through and picked out by Unruh, and she's going to fumble this one through, and that'll be a jump ball and the Moundridge ball.
Stoss is really good about that, about getting in there and always ready for the fight to get that ball.
Unruh has this one, fires another turnover, intercepted there by Davis. She'll float around, looks for a wide open Gonzalez, and she passes up on her 3 ball. Fires through anyways, Cruz, and she has been multiple shots fully contested, but not knocking her. And she has 3 of 5 Lions points in the second quarter. Firing down, Patrick down to Hecox now. They're gonna look to shoot a 3 here most likely, as Hecox passes up on the opportunity, fires down low. The problem with Lions defense is you can't really go down low because they draw that double on the block almost every time. Anywhere from the elbow to the block, they're gonna double. And a long 3-pointer here from Vargas, as that one's too short. Unruh drives down, hands this off to Hecox. She does a power dribble and moves her way through a defender. And a 30-second timeout for the Lions. And 27-5, 4:32 left to go. They're not really doing a great job at taking good shots, but at least they are taking shots versus the first quarter where they didn't really put up much opportunities to score.
Yeah, I was going to say these timeouts are going to be vital to help turn that energy around and really get the team going, ready to get some points up on the board.
Up top around here is driving through and banging it in is number 5, Jocelyn Vargas, with her first points of the game. And that's just kind of exactly what you need to do to get some momentum, is drive and be comfortable with your shots too. As wide open as Patrick, she fires a three-pointer and string music through the ropes. 4:12, 30-7, the second period.
Much like her sister, it's nice to have her there in the corner ready to shoot.
And that's one of the things I know they talked about versus Edmond in that 1-3-1 is those corner shots, so it's paying off now. And falling over. Lyons needs to get this one in and finds herself a wide open Davis, and that one's straight to Izzy Durst. Patrick wide open at short corner. She pops it and that one's through. Ashton Patrick, 8 points, and she has really come into her own, as she had 4 in the first game and 7 in the second, and now she's got 8, so she's just continuing to improve.
So yeah, she's just another one of those freshmen that we talked about who's growing and is going to continue to grow as not only this year goes along, but all 4 years of high school.
They have a really, really good group, and it's going to be fun to see them develop too, as only 7 returning players creates a lot of opportunities, as they have 3 other freshmen who don't play varsity but will next season, so it's going to be fun to see. Down here, Davis with a long three-pointer, and that one's just off the lip of the rim and tipped out by number 13, Kathleen Elliott. As Miranda checks in and Gonzalez will come out. Ryerson fires one down to Patrick, and she finds Durst, and that one just bobbles her hands.
Once again, the Cats have only 1 starter out, and it is really interesting to see that dynamic and how Coach Huckman does do a really good job at leaving a leader in to help those younger girls out.
She has done a much more improved job at rotating her players out. There was a lot of times last season where she would leave players in too long and they get fatigued and they'd start turning the ball over. So she's done a really good job this season. As Conklin's three-pointer just up, so 35-7. Everything has gone to plan for Moundridge. As you know, the Lions was kind of an inferior opponent as they come through now.
So yeah, Lyons is still definitely looking to get the momentum going for them. They've been struggling a little bit with making those shots, so it's going to be vital that they start making more.
And stopping and popping on a three-pointer is often an ugly miss, but a great offensive rebound by Davis, as that one will be Moundridge ball. .206 left to go in the second, and fires down Stoss. Conklin open, not afraid to shoot it either. As Durst has this, had 7 points in the season opener, as finds Stoss on a stop and pop. And that one is off, and fighting for the ball now is Conklin. Great hustle by the freshman overall too. Fires through Patrick now. Floats over, finds Stoss on a high catch and shoot, and she will. High hands, high shot. Has 1:33 left to go, 37-7. Stoss has 4 points.
I would say having Stoss coming in for Kamenkow is definitely a great decision, you know, making sure Kamenkow doesn't get too tired, and then, you know, having another leader out on the court ready to help those girls. My bad, Maisie.
As coming to the line is going to be Vargas. And she will miss on her first. So Lyons pretty much out of it, but I mean, there still is a slither of chance.
I would say, yeah, it's really unfortunate for the Lions. They really need to make these shots to help get the game going in their direction.
As that one is an ugly miss, and they're going to call that a lane violation on Kira Davis.
Conklin goes ahead and throws it into Patrick. She carries it down the court.
And Conklin is going to try to find Izzy Durst on a high cutters. She floats over. Conklin right back down, gets her pass again, and that one is through the ropes and good. Mackenzie Conklin finds it through, 40-7 here. And another air ball from the Lions. Conklin floats down, finds Stoss. And wide open is Harper Ryerson, another freshman three-pointer. Scoring all around for the Cats.
I would say, yeah, on the team we only see one player who's not a freshman, and even that player is a sophomore, so it's really exciting to see them work this well together.
Yeah, 3 freshmen in the game, and they're not afraid to go score. It's 13 seconds winding down here. Davis tries to find a cutter, and a great hustle from Durst.
Number 14, Davis, looks to throw it in. She's going to throw it to Vargas. He shoots for 3 and makes it. That's going to be good for the Lions to get that momentum going for them.
And a whole court heave almost in for Conklin. As that'll do it for the first half. 43-10. Moundridge has done a wonderful job at sticking to their game plan, and Lyons has got to keep it going. As we'll be back in 10 minutes for second half action of the girls' game. And we'll be back as 43-10, Moundridge has stormed ahead of a lead. There's 8 minutes left to go in the third. I'm Connor Adams, joined by Cheyenne Johnson. This is second half action of the girls' preseason tournament, day 2. Both starters in as Hecox floats around. Up through and ripping through again in another physical play. Turnovers were the biggest problem for Lyons in the first half, as moving the ball efficiently is going to be the name of the game, and efficiency as well should be the main focus for Lyons. And if you're Moundridge, get it to your shooters more, extend this lead, and become more comfortable. They have not had a game. Both their games they've played, they've scored above 60 points. So they're a really offensive team, and defensive apparently too, as I know Sheaf has done a wonderful job as getting them ready to defend as well.
Yeah, I feel like you can really see in this game just how aggressive these girls are when it comes to getting the ball, and it'll be interesting to see that continue on.
As Unruh gets a fast break layup. As bringing up the ball is Lyons, and you can't really be down about this. Moundridge is ranked in the top 5 in 2A, so it's a tough team you play overall, and as they're going to call it a jump ball, and that will be Moundridge possession. Excuse me, Lyons possession.
Cruz looks to throw it in. Throws it to Vargas.
And coming through the lane is Unruh, and that one just rattles off as kind of a quiet night for her. She is scoreless.
I say, yeah, it's definitely different than normal. She's usually a very dominant player,
Yeah,
but has spent a lot of time on the bench, letting the younger kids get their playing time.
It's one of those games you play tomorrow too.
Yeah.
Against the team that eliminated you in the playoffs. So
I say, yeah, you want to be rested up.
Rested up for sure. As the guys' game too, I could see a lot of opportunities for the younger guys to play too.
I say, yeah, this will be a great confidence builder for them as they get ready for that challenge that tomorrow will definitely bring.
As Hecox tries to bump the ball out there and call it out. Unruh scoreless, probably for the first time in a year. I don't think she was held without any points at all last season, so frustrated with herself. As gets this ball up at the spike line. Unruh tries for her first points of the game, and that one is just off again. As Kamiko spins around and puts up a right-handed flush. 47-10, 6 minutes left to go.
Kamiko is great to have down by that basket, to have someone to count on when you need it.
As Davis gets this ball poked out and floats around too. Dives on the ground. As we're going to be back here tomorrow for action against Hillsborough. As long as the boys win tonight, will be the championship game for the preseason tournament. Moundridge lost the preseason tournament 2 years ago to the same Hillsborough team they are playing. As it'll be a fun game. Hillsborough is very lengthy, very fast too, and the girls lost a lot of seniors without girls like Savannah Shahan and Maya Worth. They'll look to come back. And
so that is the one nice thing about the Wildcats is we did lose 2 seniors last year, but we still have a lot of dominant players who are able to continue on that success they found last year.
They lost the starter in Kaylin Weedle, but I mean they really fired back too as Hallie Hecox is coming in. She had a lot of opportunities off the bench last season. As it's been working, obviously they have not had a lot of adversity this year, other than the turnovers. It will be a running clock in the fourth quarter, so we'll wrap up pretty quick. Unruh finds one down, looking for her first points, and she will break the lid off of the basket.
Conkling and Stoss join the game. We'll see how they work again in this third quarter.
(49-10), 5:12 left to go in the third. 3 fouls for Moundridge. So Lyons has done a pretty good job at not fouling this half, compared to Moundridge, who was in the double bonus in the first quarter. And Kamiko with some great defense, and Unruh makes an athletic play, crosses over, shakes and bakes down low on the baseline, and she'll be called for a push. It's Kira Davis with the foul, her second personal. As she'll come out with 3 fouls. Don't overlook the Lions boys, however, they played close with Hillsborough, but I think Hillsborough is just a little too athletic. Moundridge is also very athletic, but when Hillsborough gets going, and same with Lyons, when the Lions boys get going, it's hard to stop them from 3 too. They have so many athletes. You're going to see Javier Solis get really involved too, with a lot of lob opportunities. It's kind of the same team, just a little bit different. These boys have been playing together for almost 4 years. As Lions had all freshman starters too. 4 years ago had all freshmen, and now they're all seniors, so they have a lot of team chemistry. As Stoss gives this back to Unruh. She floats around through the legs, and they call that a foul on the floor.
Hecox is going to look to throw the ball in. Throws it to Unruh. Makes it!
There we go. As a lob up to Unruh. Beloit has this one at the top of the wing. Floats down. Throws one up over Stoss, and a rebound. And immediately followed up by a turnover, 53-10, as I don't doubt that the bench is going to start coming in pretty soon for this running clock fourth quarter. As a corkscrew finish for Kamiko. She gets with 24 with 5 points. Again, now Beloit now has this, and Lyons just looking to get some kind of points up on the board, boost your averages a little bit more. And she's going to fire that to the Wildcat logo.
Going to be the third foul on Kamiko. As Elliott looks to make a couple points for the Lady Lions.
There we go. So, playing one of the most creative schools I've seen, the Lions, so really were in their bag when coming up with that one. As her free throws are good, and she puts one through. That's number 13, Kathleen Elliott. As starters come out, except for Hecox. Again, those rotations, she does a pretty good job at that. As Ryerson's going to float one up, and another freshman point for her. 7 points. And trying to go through a loud student section. Just fires one up, and that one is a brick.
Ryerson looks to throw it in, throws it to Conkling.
Yep, and still running a full court press, which is interesting when you're down 57 to 12, but should be trying to come back, but would be probably the craziest comeback we'd ever see if it did come back. So still good effort by them.
Elliott went to wrestle that ball away. You know, she seems to be a very aggressive player and has definitely helped the Lady Lions out a lot tonight.
Ryerson for the Wildcats. Her second personal, that is the 15th foul of the quarter.
$57 to 12, 2 minutes left to go in the third. Lions is in double bonus, so.
Ryerson got her second personal foul of the night. And we'll see Elliott looking to make this work for her again.
That one is just off. Davis has this, fires one down, a wide open three-pointer, and that one's just too short. That's number 30, Liliana Miranda.
Timeout for the Lady Lions.
That's a full timeout, so we will be back in 1 minute. 57 to 12, 1:49 left to go in the third. There's a running clock as the Cats are going to improve to 3-0 versus the Lions 0-3. So we'll be back. Checks in now and shakes and bakes up top on the left side of the wing and flows one down again and jump ball. Another stoppage of play, 1:39 still. 57 to 12, double bonus for Lions. As the Cats have done a wonderful job, as you're going to try to expect them to carry this over against Hillsborough, who did lose a bunch of seniors last season, so they could go 3-0. And win the preseason tournament, which would be
Peacock
nice.
shoots for three, drills it!
Peacock shoots for three, and she does. And another turnover. It was good hustle there. Kathleen Elliott. And Ryerson finds Hecox. Hecox back to her. And I was going to dribble off of a foot. A lot of the same shoes on the court, as this teal color is pretty popular. And
It's the shoe of the season.
It's the GT Cuts. They're actually Kevin Durant's, I think.
Oh.
So, because Knitz Kaiser, he had a pair last year. They were pink. So, as Hecox now, 2 seconds left. One fires to Conklin. She gets it off in time, and that one's too long. So we'll be back for fourth quarter, 60-12. Monstrous lead for the Cats. It'll be a running clock. As welcome back, a running clock. It's back outside and spins around here is Fierro and throws that off. So overall, a running clock as we won't see much more action.
So yeah, tonight the Lady Lions are just struggling to get those shots in. You know, they're taking them, but just not making a lot. And, you know, it's really important to get the wins to make every shot.
And Beloit is going to take a tumble, and she is slow to get up. Falls pretty hard.
Second foul on Hallie Hecox tonight.
And still the interesting location to shoot.
Okay, we'll see if it keeps working for her.
And her second is good. 60-13, 6:23 left to go in the fourth.
We have all the starters back out again, you know, helping to extend that Wildcat lead.
Hecox fires from three, and that one is on the line with the and one. Hattie Hecox notches her 10th as brand new rotation comes in.
All the starters, but Hecox leaves as she looks to make these free throws.
And she'll come right back out after these free throws are over when Patrick comes into the stoppage. And she puts that one in. And Lyndon Graber and Bailey Schreiner will look to get in too. It's 5 minutes until this one wraps up. If you're Moundridge, you got to keep carrying the success on. You got a really tough matchup with Little River coming up on December 17th. And then you got another one with Sedgwick on December 20th before Christmas break. And she's going to fire this three-pointer. It's just too short. There's Selena Lara. And Dose is going to fire up and gets her point. Izzy Durst on the board, 2 points.
Elliott shoots from the 3. Comes up a little short.
Rattles the rim and out.
Makes it across to get the rebound.
Great hustle from Lyons. They're down by a lot. And a full court heave for Stoss, and that one just rattles out, trying to notch her 8th point of the game. And student section still getting hype. And they're going to call a foul on Ryerson. That's her 3rd personal.
Cruz looks to throw in the ball. Sends it over to Vargas. Sends it right back to her. Shoots for 3 and makes it.
Here we go. Cruz 6 points off 3-pointers, and you like to see that. 60-6 to 16, a 50-point lead. And that one's going to be turning the ball over. So in 2 minutes and 52 seconds, the boys will come out to warm up on a pretty interesting matchup. These teams are kind of similar, but in terms of basketball skill, I give this over to Moundridge, but it'll be a talented team they're going to face. The first test all year, in my opinion, in terms of teams. They're going to give them a tough time. They really didn't. They faced some adversity in the first quarter against Edmond, but they really recovered nicely, still winning by 33 points.
I see, yeah, our guys' team just definitely gets better. The more adversity they face, the more they grow as a team. So it's good to get that started early so they can keep that momentum going throughout the year.
And that's a commonality as Patrick lays that one up. The football team really didn't face a lot of adversity until they played Sedgwick versus Trinity, who played Conway and everyone like that. And so I kind of wondered if it was a little bit of battle tested and they knew what to do against teams that are ranked a lot higher. So 2A this year, not a lot of competition, but them being in the Trojan Classic for both teams is going to be huge for them.
Yeah.
In terms of just battle testing.
Yeah, you definitely want that battle early on so you don't have to worry about it later. You already know how you stand against everyone else.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things too is finding out what kind of team you are early. So anytime you play a great team like that, you find out how you respond to those challenges, and they really highlight your weaknesses. Anytime you get a blowout like this, you can always look to see what your weaknesses are and how much they're highlighted.
Right.
Versus a close game where both teams are playing sort of sloppy and all around.
Davis's 4th foul as Conkling looks to put this to her advantage.
And that one is off. So 50 seconds. Moundridge is going to notch their 3rd win in a row, as Lyons is going to fall to 0-3, looking to get back tomorrow against Inman. And fighting for the ball is Schreiner, and she picks it through. Beloit drives through, still playing with a whole lot of steam as Lyons, as Cruz will shoot it, and that one will bang off the side of the glass. Rebounded though. Swirling through is Fierro, as Beloit will get called for a foul, and she will go to the line. And she will make that, and that will do it. It will stop the clock for her free throw. 68 to 18 will be your final score. A 50-point win for the Wildcats. Increasing stability going into the final day of the preseason tournament tomorrow. And looking out, the Cats are coming. They're hot, as we'll be back for action of the boys' game coming up. 15 minutes. And we welcome you back for action of the boys game, tipping off in 41 seconds. Lyons is coming in here on a hot 1-1 after taking a loss to Hillsborough and taking care of business against Ellsworth, their first game. And overall, I think what Moundridge needs to do is be ready to dial up pressure. And you got to have pressure on top with their screens too. They really like to curl around. So it'll be a fun one. They're pretty athletic all around as well. Moundridge matches up really well with this team. You're going to see a lot of Detrell Stanley tonight. He brings up the ball as well as Javier Solis. So it'll be fun to see. A lot of shots are going to be up the board too. Expect Maudemont to have a pretty nice night as well.
Yeah, I think we'll have a great matchup tonight, Connor.
Yeah, and Maudemont on Paco Espinoza, one of their best players as well. So overall, I mean, wing player, he's going to do it dirty, and he really likes to get in there over loose balls too. He plays hero ball. So it'll be fun tonight. I'm excited for this one. Girls took a huge win by 50 points. So they took care of business against the Lady Lions.
So yeah, we should have some good matchups tonight. Ethan Lutch, 6'2 senior, going to be their shooter for Lions. He's going to make those plays outside the perimeter and have good passes to his teammates. And I'm looking at 32, Paco Espinoza, 6-foot junior, going to be the wing player to get downhill and look for that mid-range jumper. It's going to be tough to shut down. It's going to be Maudemont's job to get him to slow down and not get those shots.
And they do have Tegan Link starting, and he did not start on Tuesday's game. They're going to sub him out with Ethan Luck. Javier Solis is going to come in. Pretty athletic kid. He can catch lobs just like Churchill can.
Here we go.
Tipping off for the Moundridge Wildcats. It's going to be number 10, Heath Churchill versus Javier Solis. Lions in the blue, Moundridge in the white.
And you know, last game we saw 2 dunks from Heath Churchill, so we know he's got crazy bounce, and it's not surprising for him to win the tip.
As Knitz is going to bring it up. Tradition for the Moundridge boys is the clap until Lions is going to score their first point of the afternoon. As Hecox has this top of the right wing, hands this one off to Knitz. Closely guarded by Stanley, and he's going to pop one up. That's going to be off. Great rebound inside by Churchill. Fires down to Knitz and a foul on Stanley. And Knitz is going to go to the line for 2.
That's great hustle by the Wildcats there, saving that ball from getting out of bounds.
Yeah, offensive rebounds are kind of the way of the game here. Anytime you can continue inside. As Knitz puts in his first. It's kind of starting to come back a little bit. Didn't really have a good free throw percentage last season, but has really been in the lab internally too, because that one just swirls the iron and out.
And I think that's going to be one of the keys for tonight's game is a rebound. Just when they miss a layup, miss a 3, they got to get that offensive rebound, try and score again.
Yeah, second half chance points is what separates a good team with a great team. As he's going to find Paco Espinoza and finds Detrell in there, and he's going to float around. Dixon almost gets popped out there by Tegan Link. Knitz has it. Stanley plays a great on-ball defense as well as Hecox drives through the lane and rips down to Churchill, and he'll fire it in.
Great touch from Churchill off the glass to put Moundridge up 3-0.
Stanley up top, fires one out of bounds, and a miscommunication between him and Showalter. Churchill with it up top on the wing, fires to Modelmog, back to Hecox. Curling around two, Wildcats play very fast pace as Knitz is gonna lob one up to Churchill and misses the reverse layup. Floating down here is Espinoza, fires down to Showalter. He dribbles through, spins around on Dixon, and great defense from Zach Dixon. And intercepted by Stanley, ripped away by Knitz, and he lobs one through to Dixon on the right-handed finish.
5-0 run by the Wildcats here.
Stanley's gonna fire this one out, and closely guarded by Knitz. That's tough. Great on-ball defense by both of these guards. It's gonna go back and forth all night. Lions, however, they need to get a shot up and they need to score because turning the ball over with this high-powered of an offense just won't go well for them.
Yeah, they need to get something going on offense and stop throwing the ball out of bounds and being nervous and all.
Modelmog wide open with Paco Espinoza, and he'll finish through contact. 7-0 run for Moundridge. Full timeout. Still clapping in the den as Espinoza is going to carry one in as Stanley gets talked to a little bit. Wildcats are going to counter on their 1-3-1 press in the middle. You have Zach the post in the middle. He's going to float upside and backside on that court too. And how you beat this press is Lyons is doing it perfectly, just passing the ball, moving the ball fluently as Stanley with 3 turnovers in his first 3 touches.
You know, the Wildcats are just coming out aggressive press, scoring offensively, looking great to start their first quarter.
Stanley with it up top again. Closely guarded. Cats really do a great job at shuffling over on man defense. Finds Showalter. Step back up top. Finds Espinoza, and he's going to fire from 3. And that one's off the front of the rim. As Hecox is going to lob up a floater and tipped out. Another offensive rebound. Dixon wide open in the corner, passes up on it. This causing a 4-out offense. A 4-man offense. You're going to see Dixon kind of set screens up top. Great defensive possession from Lyons so far. Dixon fires through, poked out by inside by Solis, and a step through 3-pointer from Modelmog, and that one's just off the top. And firing through Stanley, whole head of steam, fires one down to Link. Link back to Showalter. Stutters through, finds Espinoza up top. Wide open for Stanley, and he's going to capitalize on that every time. Detrell Stanley breaks the 7-0 run for the Cats. Cannot leave Detrell Stanley open. Had 4 3-pointers in the span of 2 minutes in their season opener against Ellsworth.
And I think that shows great patience from Lyons there, waiting for that 3 ball, taking a smart shot and not turning the ball over again.
And one of the best things you can do to stop the Cats is just slow them down. Great defense inside by Solis. And Showalter now fires through, finds Link up short corner. Not a starter in last night's game, but they find a way anyway. Dixon just up top, wide open. To Showalter, his three-pointer is just too long. And that one is out the foot of Hecox.
And number 5, Leighton Schmidt will check into the game for Zach Dixon. First sub for Wildcats there.
Do you want us to scoot over? Do you have enough room? Oh, okay. Link now has this one, hands off to Stanley. Dribble and driving through the lane, fires one down low, and another turnover from.
And that's just great defense from the Wildcats there, staying pressure on the ball and slipping through those screens, not letting Lyons have anything.
And Ethan Luck is going to check in, most likely for Stanley. He's had 4 turnovers in tonight's game. Already the first. He's just not having his night. Modemog up top, closely guarded by Espinoza. As Schmidt's going to check through and lobs one up, and that was just off the top. And firing through here is Tegan Link, and a huge block by Churchill.
Wow, and that's a great athletic play by Churchill. Getting that block to stop a Lions bucket.
And you know, he's a 6'5" junior with a crazy vertical. As Ethan Luck will carry it in. Showalter drives through, and a great defensive play by Schmidt as they're still going to call it. And Showalter's first is good. 7-4, Moundridge kind of with a slow start again. Firing for Showalter's 2 for 2 on free throws. Seven, 5, 2:52 in the first. Churchill finds Schmidt, and he passes up on an elbow jumper. Knitz drives through and lobs one up, and almost rebounded by Schmidt. A great play overall, and Stanley drives in, not called for a reach, but keeps both hands off, and he stops. Fires to Ethan Luck, his three-pointer too long. And Schmidt finds one through when he lobs one up with his left hand. Leighton Schmidt on the board.
That's a great ball movement by the Wildcats to look for those open plays and cut to the basket and get a free layup.
And Luck tries another three, and that was just off the top. So Lions overall could have the lead if they could make their three-pointers, but they just can't seem to crack the lid. And Hecox with an interesting lob up to Churchill. 11-5 now, 158 Moundridge, getting a little momentum on their side.
And now that I'm watching, I think that's one thing that Lions is struggling with is breaking Wildcats' defense.
Stanley wide open in the corner, and he drains it. Latrell Stanley on the board with 6 with 2 three-pointers. 11-8, 1:33 left to go in the first. Churchill drives through and throws a turnover. As Stanley has it, ripping through. Wide open Showalter looking to stop. Schmidt closely guarding him. Showalter drives baseline, and he's going to be called for stepping out. Checking in for the game is going to be Adolph and Dixon.
And, you know, we talked about this every time. Wildcats is bench depth. You know, they got very versatile players to put anybody in at any moment.
And Luck is going to fire 0 for 2 from the field today, make that 0 for 3. Call that a foul. 11-8, 105 left to go in the first. Lyons is playing them very closely. As Link is going to fire up to Espinoza. Espinoza to Showalter. Wide open again is Detrell Stanley. His three-pointer is just off. Great closeout by Dixon. And tipped out by Hecox. Finds Link again. Right back wide open here. Tegan Link is just off the top of the goal. $37.4 left to go. 11-8. Modelmark thinks about a 3. 0 for 1 from the field again today. 25 seconds left. Dixon's going to look to spin around top. Spins back through. Great move by Dixon on a left-handed finish. 13-8. Dixon showing his footwork. 4 points for him.
You know, great physical work by Zach Dixon, backing down his man and working the glass. That's what he does, and that's what he can do.
Overall fires one up to Link, and he's going to throw that one through. Ethan Luck for bucket through. Modelmark looks to throw one up, and he's going to get it too late off the buzzer. Into the one. 13-10, we'll be back. Welcome back. 8 minutes left. 13-10. Lions trying to close in and get their first lead of the night. Needs to get one open, though. Detrell Stanley with a nice move on Adolph.
So both teams play physical defense, good offenses. It's just going to be who's going to want it more at the end of the day. But Wildcats have been shutting Lions down offensively and haven't really got the looks that they wanted. But they have come out and banged a couple of shots.
Fires one down. Luck tries it again, and that one's just rattling the rim. Great rebound by Adolph, proving size does not matter.
Yeah, Adolph is an athletic kid, runs the floor the whole game. He's in.
As Hecox throws one down, Modelmog hasn't been too active tonight.
So Paco Espinoza will check back into the game now. Heard a lot about him. He's going to have a great show tonight, so we'll see what happens.
And Stanley tries to shake and bake up top on the left side of the wing. Flows around and drops Adolph. They're going to call that a charge. Great play by Keppel Adolph. Knitz is going to walk this up. 6:57, 13-10. Lions playing a very good game so far. Closely guarded. They're face guarding Modemog. He throws up a floater, and that one's just off. Stanley flies down, puts one up over Dixon, and he's going to get it to go.
And I think that's going to be the key for Lions tonight is shutting down Bear Modemod. You know, don't give him his threes, don't give him his twos when he drives to the paint, and it'll be a better game for them.
Modemog up top with Luck closely guarding here. Heacock's kind of wide open on that switch off from Espinoza, and Adolph's going to fire one up, and that's off. Moundridge so far has not created shots for themselves. They really shot themselves in the foot. Offensively, 13-12, their defense has really made up for it. As Ethan Luck is 0 for 4 from 3, and a great tip from Modemog, and they're going to call it off. Stanley walks up the court. Showalter now. They really don't rotate a lot. Heacox with some great defense up top. Takes this one through, has Churchill. He lobs up, and he's going to throw it down. Heath Churchill raises the roof, rattles the rim, 15-12.
That's a great play by Heath Churchill, looking for that dunk on the breakaway. And Kai's going to get one.
And Knitz takes this down, tries to dunk it, and he will. Back-to-back dunks for the Cats. Raising the roof and the din.
I just don't know what to say after that one. That's great offense from the Wildcats.
Espinoza dribbles around Luck, who hasn't had much success, and they're going to throw that one away. 17-12 Moundridge with all the momentum. 5:22 left to go in the second.
You know, if Moundridge keeps playing how they are these past couple possessions, it's going to be a steamroll on Lions. You know, don't let them get anything going. Great stops and great looks on fast breaks.
Yeah, absolutely. Lobbing it up for Churchill again, and he loses it. That's going to remain Moundridge ball.
So your score is 17-12, 5:05 left in the second quarter.
As Modemog, a deep three-pointer, and that one rattles the rim.
You know, it's not a dumb shot from Bear. That's in his range, and he can make that, so it's a great choice from him. Just didn't fall for him this one time.
Checking the game is going to be Adolph for Heacox. 17-12, Lions would really benefit from even just a triple as well as a two-point shot. They just need to get some points on the board. So Espinoza has this. Floats around wide open from Solis, and that one is just off. They're creating good shots. The problem is they're just not making those shots. As Dixon now fires, catch high, shoot high, and swirls the iron. It's good. 6 points from Zach Dixon.
And, you know, once Dixon gets hot off the glass, he's going to be a force to reckon with. You know, he's hard to stop.
Throws one up, and Knitz now has another opportunity, and he's just going to lay it up. Timeout, 12-21, 4:21 left to go in the second half timeout for the Lions. As welcome you back as that timeout concludes. 21-12. Moundridge starting to run away with it. Espinoza crosses the midcourt, fires down, has luck, floats up top. Patrol Stanley with a screen. Solis now finds Link. Link been quiet all game and has someone over, and Espinoza fires a triple, and it's good. Ripping the ropes is Espinoza.
And, you know, that's what Lyons has to do this entire game. Just keep playing with confidence, bang those shots that they know they can make, and keep cleaning the glass and getting those rebounds.
And Hecox tries a three of his own, decides not to take it, and he'll draw a foul. And Knitz has this over, finds down another pass inside. Dixon with the turnover, 3:33 left to go. Hecox with a great play, fires one down, finds Knitz on a reverse layup, and it's good. Keppel Adolph showing some hustle and some grit.
Yeah, it's great speed from Adolph getting that steal.
As Stanley has it now. Turnovers have been huge. You know about the turnovers, this is probably a three-point ball game. And Adolph gets charged with a reach in. Got to move those feet.
Maud will take Adolph out of the game now. And being Moundridge's primary scorer, I think they'll look at him with these next couple plays.
Fires one up, crosses midcourt, and they're not going to call it a backcourt violation. Showalter now spins. Churchill closely followed. Hands one off as Luck's going to fire up a three-pointer, and it's good. Ethan Luck breaking the glass. 23-18, 2:50 left to go in the second.
Now that's a tough shot from Luck in the corner, fading away. Athletes from Lyons.
As Churchill's going to stop at the elbow and put this one out. Hands this down to Stanley now. 2:36 left to go, 23-18. Showalter wide open at the three, doesn't take it. Stepped off from Modomog and throws an interesting pass. It's a jump ball, and it'll be Moundridge ball. Turnovers have been huge in this game, as I said before. Hecox fires a top shotting three off the top of the key. And Luck has this one through. Dribbling on Espinoza comes off. And Showalter's going to pop up, and he gets the bouncing in. Off the front of the ribbon in for Showalter, 23-20. This is a three-point ball game heading into the half. 1:55 left to go. Modomog down to Hecox, who tried a three earlier and couldn't get the bounce. And Churchill goes. What a defensive segment.
And I think that's what Lyons needs to keep doing, is those little mistakes that Moundridge is doing, capitalize off those. You know, they throw a bad pass, go down, lay it up.
This defensive scene that they put on, the Cats have been stopped over and out. Showalter tries it again, and that one's just off. Slips out of the hands of Dixon.
You know, Lyons, they don't have as much bench depth as Moundridge does, but they do have versatile players, you know. A lot of strong guys.
And they haven't rotated out a lot. I think that Solis and Showalter have been in this game the whole time, and they're well conditioned, and they're a really good basketball team, and they should have a pretty successful time in the CKO. It's tipped out by Hecox, and he's going to take this one down. Throws another one down to Knitz, and he stops and pops at the rim, and he's going to get it to go. Another turnover for Lyons, as it's about to cross into milliseconds on the scoreboard.
And that's what Wildcats are doing really well, is, you know, they're staying composed, playing good basketball.
And tipped out and a live ball here as that'll be Lions ball. 50.8 left to go, 25-20. I think Lions would benefit from being patient and not getting rushed up here. I know it's 50 seconds. You're going to panic a little bit. But anytime you can go in a set, 25-20 up top.
And it's only a 2-possession ball game, so nobody's lost or won yet.
Exactly, and this is such an interesting point because you're going to see how well your team does. There is pressure going into the half. You need to score before the half. Get this in a 1-possession ball game. Can't turn the ball over. They're going to call a foul.
So Stanley will throw the ball in for Lions, try and get an offensive possession going.
And he's had a pretty good game overall. He had 2 threes in the beginning and then lobs one up on a layup over Knitz, and they are going to eat it down low. That is a tough play as they're going to lay it up top, and they're going to be down. Dixon and it looks to be Link collided in there. That was tough. He hits his head pretty hard, so hopefully he's okay.
And you love to see the sportsmanship from Knitz, checking on the other team's player. That's great to see.
That was tough. They collided down low. That's just a basketball play. That's nobody's fault. But hopefully he is okay. He's going to take a breather. It's a good thing it's the half, too. He's going to probably be checked for a concussion. 27-20, 31.9 left to go, second half.
And we missed it, but Lutz checked into the game, saw him the JV game dropping bunches of points. And he really fills his role on varsity.
Espinoza looks to get this one down low. And he has this 17.8. They find Showalter. And he's going to fire up on a free throw, and that's just off. 10.8 left to go. Moundridge going to get the last possession of the half. Heacock's wide open, finds Lutz. He stops, he tries to fire. He's going to look around for a three. He's going to throw one off, and Knitz gets it up, but that is no good. As Lutz looked to get the pass off, thought about shooting it to 27-20. Great half from Lyons. Moundridge kind of struggling through, and if Lyons can limit the turnovers, this game would probably be tied or they might have the lead. Because we'll be back in 10 minutes for second half action of the boys game. And we're looking back. 27-20 in a closely contested battle between the Lyons and the Moundridge Wildcats. If you're just now joining us, the story of the game has been turnovers, as Lyons would probably be in a lot better position if they kept the ball in their hands. As Showalter, and here we go, another turnover.
And, you know, we've seen great offensive possessions from both teams, but I think the key for tonight is make good passes. You know, Lyons throwing it out of bounds multiple times, hasn't got much going on offense because of it.
And it's been centered around their point guard, too. He's not facilitating the ball very well, so anytime he can go in there, he's going to be okay if he just relaxes. As another thing, don't let a three get shot. If you go down 10, it's going to be a lot of momentum as Moundridge falls down, almost travels. And wide open is Churchill, and he's going to throw it off the lip of the rim, and that will be Moundridge ball. And Hecox wants the ball in the corner. Modomog wide open in his respective corner, and it's all courts for Bear Modomog.
You know,
40-20.
Modomog, a great shooter. Not surprised he comes out of the half banging a three.
Stanley now finds Showalter. Still, score says you're down by 10, but really they just need to stop limiting bad passes, and they can go in there, and they're going to call that 3 seconds in the lane. Knetz drives through. Cox closely followed on his screen. Wide open is Churchill. He passes on it, and he floats up top with Espinoza right on him. Great rebound by Luck, and they're going to call that down, and another rebound by Knetz. He steals the ball from him.
You know, the Wildcats are so good at cleaning up after a missed layup or a missed three. It's what they shine in, really.
Another turnover for Lyons. That's Javier Solis, excuse me. And Dixon's going to float up there, and he's going to pound it in. 8 points from Zach Dixon. Timeout Lyons.
You know, that's great D by the Wildcats there, being able to stop that and get a transition bucket. It's a great look from them offensively and defensively. You know, a little recap of the first half. We've seen both teams doing the best they can on offense. The key for Lyons tonight, Connor, is to make good passes, slow it down, and play cool, calm, and collected. That's all they need to do is to swing this game in their favor. You know, 14-point difference, that's not a whole lot in terms of how fast you can score. You know, let's say Lyons comes out, they make 2 threes. It's not that much of a difference. 8 points to go, so definitely doable. Coaches are talking in the timeouts, trying to get their game plans right, you know. We'll see what they come out with.
Yeah, and I think you touched on it pretty well in there, too. Slowing the game down. Anytime the Cats are slowed down, it's tough. But overall, I mean, they've done a pretty good job at playing their game. Floating up top now is Stanley, and he has this Espinoza, who has not been active. 0 points for him. And Showalter passes up on his three, a sidestep triple, and it's good. Great move from Deacon Showalter, stepping back.
And that's a great athletic play from the kid there, getting that sidestep three, a huge shot to get Lyons momentum up.
A shot. Great footwork, too, not traveling on that either. As Modomog tries for a shot of his own, and he finds Hecox up top. Dixon now, 8 points on the game. Going to try to make it double digits, and he's going to turn this ball over. Backside help was there. Great defense by Lyons as Stanley gets the ball now.
You know, Lyons is even having a difficult time crossing half court. That's how good it shows the Wildcats' defense is.
Espinoza now with 3 points and not as active as usual as Link is gonna bank a three in. Lyons is right back in this ball game, down by 8 points.
You know, and exactly like I touched up on, they come out, they can make 2 threes, and it's only an 8-point lead. They keep doing that, it's going to swing the favor for Lyons.
And absolutely, I mean, they really show versatile as Matamok tries a three of his own, and it rattles the rim and out. Heacock's a deep triple off the front of the rim.
And Schmidt will take Dixon here now, getting a new center to play that role.
Schmidt and Dixon, they rotate a lot. Dixon has played a very good game here with 8 points tonight. As Stanley will give this down to Showalter, who just hit a sidestep triple. Draws a double, and great defense from the Wildcats. They rip the ball out. Heacox finds Matamog. Matamog buries one through on a fadeaway jumper, and he will draw the foul and go to the line for 2.
And that's a great shot by Matamog there, drawing that foul and getting to the line.
Matamog misses his first and buries his second. 35-26, 409, 9-point lead for Moundridge. Lyons is not out of it yet. Closely followed. They played a lot better than they played against Hillsborough. As Paco tries one, he's going to pass up on the opportunity. And another double team and another turnover for Lyons.
You know, Wildcats are getting great stops. They're getting their hand in there on defense. And from a red, black, and white position, you love to see that on the floor. Nine-point lead by the Wildcats here.
Knitz is going to walk it up, kind of trying to play their pace a little bit, up 9. Matamog has one. Knitz up top, steps back around, gives one back to Matamog. He drives in, he's through the line as he finds Schmidt over top. Posts are not afraid to shoot the ball for the Cats either. As Matamog drives through, and that one's just too hard off the top. Heacox is going to try to drive through, heaps and heaves through the lane and fires in. And misses the layup, but gets called for a foul.
You know, Heacox is a strong driver, can really attack the paint. That's what he does best. But he's pretty beating himself up over that layup.
As tries to put the Cats up by 11 with these 2 free throws, and he misses the first. As Heacox puts that one in for 1 for 2, and the Cats have a 10-point lead, 36-26, 3:13 left to go in this third quarter.
Cats are playing some comfortable defense.
As Stanley draws a foul on a overreacted floater. Stanley had 2 big threes too, and he's gonna put that one in. He's just a basketball player. He's undersized, but he's so athletic, and it really makes up for him. Handles the ball really well. Other than these turnovers have just been a big outlier in their game plan so far. This game could be much closer. They limited the turnovers. But that's easier said than done. The Cats do play some really, really good defense. Knitz takes this down with Stanley over top as he finds Heacox, and Heacox forces his way through and misses the layup. And they're going to call that a foul. Knitz wants a jump ball but won't get it. As Lyons will get the ball down by 8. I think a three-pointer would really benefit them. You know, even that if that's with, I mean, Showalter's out for the first time tonight, but I'd really like to see Javier Solis, get more active. And Hecox tips this one out.
You know, Stanley playing that quick guard position, trying to run the floor for his team, command his troops, get something going on offense.
And Stanley will find Solis, and Luck is in for the first time this second half. Stanley is playing some really good point guard right now. It's going to float off and be Moundridge ball.
You know, Stanley's having trouble making those connections to his teammates, getting them the ball.
And, you know, this has been kind of an off night for Moundridge, and Lyons is really, really, really capitalizing off of it. This is really the first team that's given Moundridge this amount of trouble. An 8-point lead in the third quarter this early in the season is kind of unheard of. Dixon stops at the top of the key, and he floats one down, and Churchill will miss again. More of the story is the Wildcats cannot finish inside.
You know, usually that's not the case. You know, they finish off the glass, can get those floaters to go, but just tonight's not their night, man.
As Hecox floats in, and a huge block from Solis, using a 6'6" frame to fly up there.
And Hecox and Churchill will check out of the game for the first time in a while.
And in comes Lutz and finds Modelbog, draws a double in the corner. As interesting, Lyons has switched into a zone, as Lutz is going to fire a three-pointer, and that's just off. Rare miss from Lutz. Stealing the ball away is Ethan Luck on some great hustle. Closely guarded as Adolph on Stanley.
You know, both teams have been really physical. It's been a bit of a dogfight tonight. Everyone on the ground going for loose balls. Very physical game from both teams.
Knitz driving through. Stanley with a Wolf opportunity, and he's going to miss the layup. Again, the Cats cannot finish inside, and that is one of the biggest reasons that this game is still a point lead.
You know, Lyons needs to see that Moundridge isn't going that well offensively, and they need to start capitalizing off that.
As Knitz's free throw is just off. Still remain 36-28. Cats cannot take the lid off the rim. He's switching into a 2-3 zone. That's really benefited the Lions here. As Solis is going to fly up. Javier Solis breaks the streak and gets on the board.
That's a tough shot from Javier. He's a really lanky kid, so his mid-range jumper can be very effective at times.
Yeah, and you know, calls a block in there and almost gets the charge.
So number 0, Anthony Ventura, will check in to the game for Lyons.
And Adolph's first is good.
You know, Adolph, great free throw shooter. doesn't miss very many from the line, so I wouldn't be surprised if he makes both of them, and he will.
37-30, 8-point lead again. Lions' game plan is to just be patient in the fourth quarter. I'd assume they just need to relax, play their game, and if you're the Wildcats, you got to start finishing. They're in the double bonus, as that's going to reset at half quarter. Spinning through is Espinoza, and he will miss. Quiet game from Espinoza, and they're going to call him out.
A rough call from the refs there, calling Wildcats out of bounds.
Just checking the game, Anthony Ventura for the first time tonight, as Showalter's going to try triple, and he gets the Kawhi Leonard bounce, and it's in. Deacon Showalter, 38-33.
That's a magical shot from Showalter there. 5-point game, Lions and Moundridge.
Moundridge is gonna try to get the last shot of the quarter here, as they're gonna call a play. I'm assuming Maudemont could get a shot open in the corner. 8 seconds left now, 38-33. And Maudemont's gonna try to get it. Steps through, stepping back, fakes the shot. His three-pointer is just off the top. Maudemont almost pulls it off. 38-33, 5-point lead. Do not go anywhere. We're setting up for an electric finish. We will be back in 1 minute. Espinoza flies up. And Stanley finds one down, has Showalter, as Espinoza has it in a rowdy den. 5-point lead. Lions is still trying to crawl back at the first lead of the ball game. Showalter flies up, and they're going to call him for a travel.
And you know, with the game coming so close, we're seeing more energy from the fans. Student section's getting more hyped.
And the den is a place to be in close games. This place gets rowdy, as you heard last year with the Sterling and Bennington game.
It gets fun.
Towards the end of the season, when you're playing good teams, it's going to get fun. And same with the Trojan Classic. These fans travel well. Flying through, Maudemont with a reverse layup and a rebound by Showalter. Did not call the over the back on that, as Espinoza finds luck, wide open in the three, misses the corner jumper.
And Moundridge has decided to put all their starters back in at the start of the fourth, hopefully to stretching their lead way more.
As Lyons switches back into a man defense. Dixon thinks about a three, he's gonna try it. And an ugly miss as LT is going to check in for Dixon. Showalter misses that costly turnover again. Dixon comes out. Not a bad shot. He was wide open. But you got to be smarter on where you take those. It's a pretty good game. Knitz has 13.
And, you know, you saw him with the first one kind of waiting to shoot it. already had that idea to take the three, and then the second one he just did.
And Churchill has it. Fires down Maldemar, who has been quiet tonight, 6 points. 15 and 23 in his last two. Seacox floats one up and he gets the bouncing in. Henry Seacox, 6:08 left to go, 40-33.
And unusual game from the Wildcats here. Heatox and Mod combining for only 9 points, way below their averages.
Yeah, and that's a tough scene. Two teams' main scorers, it's partially the reason they're down this much. Knitz with some great defense, gets this one through. Schmidt lobs up and he floats one up and it's good. Leighton Schmidt.
I think Schmidt wanted a dunk there, but kind of settled for the layup.
Cannot panic if you're Lions. 42-33, a 9-point ball game, far out of it. As this place is starting to get rowdy and it will remain Moundridge ball. Showalter fights through and he's going to call a travel. Deacon Showalter.
And Knitz, the primary ball handler for Moundridge, taking the ball down the court.
And Detrell Stanley has played a really good game defensively as well as offensively. Is 10 and Knitz has 13. They've gone back and forth all game. Finds Modomog, Paco Espinoza on him closely. Dribbles around by the left elbow and he floats back over, floats it up and through, and they're going to call him for a travel. Took his gather step and called for the travel. That's rough. Depends on the referee if they call gather steps or not. It is 2 steps. With that gather step, you could take 3. Stanley floats around, dribbles back around. Showalter now with it. Javier Solis now. Just went down as they're going to call a reach in on Schmidt. Fourth personal for Leighton Schmidt. One more away from fouling out. Stanley now top of the key, almost backcourt on that. And they're going to call another reach in on Knitz. You can't have 2 hands on. You got to have 1 on. They're going to call that every time, especially in a close game like this. That's what they're going to be watching for.
And we're about 5 minutes left. Lions down a lot, so we're going to see a physical offense from them tonight. They're going to be running the floor as fast as they can, in as many looks as they can.
Absolutely. Showalter with Schmidt on him, finds Espinoza and he backs out. Showalter, who shot a couple threes already, finds luck on a ship-around thing and a great play by Leighton Schmidt to shatter the rim. And a timeout, Lions. Full timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. And welcome back. 4:14 left to go. 9-point ball game. Lions not in panic mode yet. They do need to get some offensive momentum before it becomes too late. 4:12. Knitz handles the ball pretty well tonight. Not a lot of turnovers. Modermark floats around. Been quiet tonight. Only held the 6 points, and Hecox to 3. Some great defense by Lyons.
You know, it's been kind of a composed game from the Wildcats here. Not a lot of scoring. You know, we usually see Mod and Hecox get more, but if that's what it takes for them to win this game, then that's what the team needed.
Yeah, and if you're Lyons, you got to go get you some. You got to go in there, and you just got to go. You cannot wait. The time is now. You got to go.
Yeah,
Not complete crunch time, but the time is now to create some momentum.
Yeah, Lyons has absolutely no time to wait around and look for a bucket. They got to get steals and push the floor.
And they're pushing out just like you said now. That's Espinoza to Showalter. Showalter back to him. Espinoza's triple is just off the lip of the rim. And making shots. They're taking great shots. They're doing what they're supposed to, but making those shots is huge. Hecox flips around, floats up a left-handed layup, and he gets it to go. 11-point ball game. 3:17. Moundridge is slowly starting to run away with it.
And the student section, don't know if you can hear them, but they are getting rowdy and loud with the Wildcats' 11-point lead.
And Hecox running with a whole lot of steam, and he's going to lob it up on the layup. 13-point lead. Lyons is falling behind, and they're going to call a full timeout now. 2:39 left to go. 46-33. And welcome back. 2:39, 46-33. Lyons in crunch time. And floating up, Deacon finds one down. Wide open, Ethan Luck, and that is all chords. Ethan Luck trying to save one now.
You know, Kaiser trying to be physical and get that ball, but he just couldn't get it. Slipped out of his hands, and it's going to be Lyons going down the court.
46-36, 10-point lead. As Cats are getting rowdy in the den. Espinoza, quiet game too, him and Solis as well. As Showalter flips around and finds Link inside. 8-point lead now, 2:04 left to go. Hecox tips over now. Churchill drives in and stolen away, and they're going to call that a reach. Questionable call. I wouldn't have called that there, but
The call does save Churchill a turnover, and he will.
That was rough. Controversial, but I mean, I could call that either way.
Somebody white ball to inbound. Knitz will try to look for something.
And Hecox slays one up, and he's cramping a little bit on his knee. Banged up a little bit.
That's a great bounce pass from Knitz to Hecox to connect for that bucket.
10-point lead, 1:30 left to go. If you don't score on this play, you need to start fouling. Luck drives in and ricochets this off, and that's going to be Moundridge ball.
And Lyons' coach getting a little heated after that call.
It's panic mode too. I think it did ricochet off of his hand in there, and you kind of got to start fouling a little bit. They're going to move off now.
I think that was the right call.
Double inside, and they're going to foul. Actually, a timeout call by head coach Dustin Knitz.
48-38, 10-point lead Moundridge, about a minute left. Connor, what do you think's going to happen?
I think they're going to foul, and Moundridge just needs to put through these free throws. It's going to be tough, though. Pressure's on, but, I mean, Lions, you can't knock it off. They're probably most likely falling to 1 and 2. They did a great showing tonight, and they most likely are going to win against Inman tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, Moundridge being the favorites to sweep the tournament, a lot of pressure on them to come out and win games by a lot.
I mean, Hillsborough tomorrow, it's going to be a tougher team than this, but overall, I mean, you're going to go in there, and time is now. I mean, Hillsborough is a great team. You played them, you eliminated them last year. They're going to come in with a little bit of bad blood. Tomorrow's going to be a fun one. On both sides, the girls' team, too, eliminated by Hillsborough. The guys' team eliminated Hillsborough. Hecox has this, jumps up and gets it. Schmidt fires down to Churchill, and he lays it up and in. 12-point lead. This game is sealed. That was the dagger. Stanley now. Lyons is just going to try to get some kind of points up on the board.
You know, they don't have time to wait. They got to get some shot up or any attempt.
And Showalter buries that one. 50 seconds left. Timeout, Lyons, excuse me.
And I think that was the right play by Showalter, getting that mid-range up. You know, he's been trying it out all night. And, you know, he got hot for one of them. So still 10-point lead, close the gap on Churchill's last bucket. Trying to get the scoring gap closed down any way Lions can, but I do not.
Respect inside now as Schmidt fires down to Modomog and throws this one to Leighton Weens. 10-point lead. I've seen crazier things, but they could do it.
It would be possible, but the Lions would have to really start showing out and have no turnovers.
They're going to call that a kickball, and Modomog falls over. Pretty quiet game from him tonight.
Call will give Wildcats the ball. They'll throw it in and try and run down this clock as much as they can.
38.9, 10-point game, so still in reach as they're going to try to foul him. He runs away trying to burn some clock, and they're going to get the foul. They don't call it. And they're just going to lob it over, finds Churchill. He drives in, and he throws it down. Churchill raising the roof on someone's head.
And
what a dunk from Churchill.
And I think Churchill's done, just did ice the game.
Espinoza throws up an air ball, and that will do it. 52-40 on a nice recap down. Churchill with an extraordinary dunk. 52-40. Moundridge improves to 3-0. And we will see you tomorrow night
at
the preseason tournament championship versus Hillsborough.
What a way to end the game, Connor. Just give us a little rundown.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have iced it any better by Churchill. That was a nice dunk, too. Throws one up, throws it down, and pretty good recap to the game, too. A statement to be made, too. A lot of momentum heading into tomorrow night's matchup versus Hillsborough. It's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah, so 7 p.m. we'll see you tomorrow. Hillsborough versus Moundridge, last game of the tournament. And then next week we'll be headed to, I believe, Little River.
Little River and Sedgwick, back week full of away games. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connor Adams with Joe Azarito.